Married at First Sight, Season 18. Juan, Ikechi are men you do not marry, ladies. Even if you start dating them, once you learn about them, you do not marry them. You drop them like a hot potato, you run, and you do not marry them. Hey, cousins, I just wanted to come back and give you a quick Married at First Sight video. I'm not sure if it's coming on tonight, but hey, I just wanted to stop on by and chit chat really quick. Because on this channel, we talk about marriage and dating and faith and life applications. And I want to start to see women make better choices in men because the husband you choose will determine the rest of your life. And your husband is the second most important decision of your life. Is it me? Is it me? Or do you notice that in this season of Married at First Sight, the friends and family of the men are encouraging the woman to push them? And I don't like that. You know, Ikechi says she's aggressive, and then later they will say, well, maybe they were telling and man, well, maybe you can help him to be more aggressive and for him to become and be accomplished, and my words, so on and so forth. And ladies, you do not want to marry a man that you have to push him to become what he was supposed to become on his own. It is not your job, it is not your responsibility to push your husband or to help him to become a man. Because let's face it, beloved, who helped you to become a grown, mature, well established, and well accomplished woman? Who did it? Some of you had parents to help. Some of us, like myself, pushed myself, struggled myself, took the bus to school, was unwealthy, slept on a couch for years. For 18 years, I slept on, I either shared a bed with my daughter, slept on a futon. For years. And struggled and pushed myself to put myself through school so that I can become the best version of myself. And so now you want me to turn around and push an unaccomplished, half-baked, lukewarm, unaccomplished male to become the man he was supposed to be? Then I'm supposed to turn around and respect him and honor him and admire him and adore him? No wonder marriages are ended. 50% of marriages are ending in divorce. No wonder 70% of women file for divorce because you thought it was cute to push him and to help him to become and to struggle with him. Only for him to turn around, give his ass a kiss, or tell you he's aggressive, or leave you for a soft, feminine woman who can appreciate him for the man you've made him to be. I am disgusted and grossed out by Ikechi. Now, some of you are asking, is he a Dusty? He has not said anything yet to give me Dusty vibes. It's not like Gil. I mean, the moment that he opened his mouth, I was like, Dusty. Dusty. Now, when Ikechi went to MM's house, the way he was going, oh, you got this, and mine is so little, and mine could fit in your apartment 5 times, and oh my God, how many TVs you got? To me, that's more of somebody that ain't never seen no nice apartment. You know what I mean? To me, it's more like, man, this is where I'm gonna be. You know who Ikechi remind me of? He reminded me of the guy on Love Is Blind, the bald-headed guy that was married to the blonde girl. She had a 2-3-4 condo, and he had nothing. And when she drove in the neighborhood, he was like, man, this is where I'm going to live. This is going to be my zip code, Dusty. But Ikechi has not said anything to give me dusty vibes. Now, he was going on with the fish tacos. Because what I sensed from that was, oh, you're wasting money buying fish tacos and I could make them. That's not necessarily dusty vibes. It could just mean he's a little frugal. Frugal doesn't necessarily mean dusty. But it's obvious that he's unaccomplished, he's unestablished, he's barely making ends meet. And when you meet men like this, you don't need to marry him. At 42 years old, he should not have been so blown away by MM's apartment. He should have said, man, I'm going to buy you something bigger than this. If anything, he should have been like, man, this cute, but baby, what I'm going to buy you, whoo, that's what he should have said. Ikechi was acting like he had never been nowhere, you know? Like, it's the first time he's buying a Big Mac because he usually eat from the dollar menu. You know what I mean? But no, not necessarily Dusty. He hasn't said anything. Now, once they talk about money and finances, then that will let me know if he a Dusty or not. But no, so far, Ikechi has not given me Dusty vibes. He hasn't said anything or done anything to give me Dusty vibe. Trust me, honey, you know I am the dust, but I am the dusty but dust buster. Juan is not a bad guy. The problem with Juan is still building, still accumulating, and still establishing himself. So when a man is still building and establishing himself and becoming, you should not get married. You should not get married, sir, because you are not in a place where you can play your role. You should not want to get married and expect your wife to struggle with you. If you want to get married, you need to be able to play your role, sir. You need to be able to provide for your wife and protect her. And so a lot of men, this is a Mr. Potential. Juan is a Mr. Potential. Juan reminds me of Vincent. And she, what's her name? She popping them babies out like popcorn. She just had another baby. And I'm like, when is he going to get him a real good job? Brianna. You know, she got to have her tan kids. Juan is a Mr. Potential because he has the potential to become, but he has not become. And see, a lot of women will marry Mr. Potential thinking he's going to become. And Juan is still young, right? Juan is like 27 or something. So in all fairness, I'm going to give Juan some grace because he's still young. And he's still building and he's still accumulating and he's still establishing himself, but he's not in the place where he can lay back and sigh and be like, whew. He's still grinding. He's still working 3 and 4 jobs. He's still got to come up with $10,000 a month to get him to do more stuff. So Juan has the potential to be great. But don't marry Mr. Potential and thinking he's going to be great. Don't marry a man who is building and establishing. Man, if you are in your building and accumulating phase, you do not need to get married. You need to build. You need to accumulate. You need to focus. You don't need nobody talking, what you ain't call me, when you gonna call me, I need your attention and all this. You don't need that. You need to focus on your building and on your establishing and on your accumulating phase so that you can become this great and wonderful man. Because you don't want to get to 42 and be like Ikechi. He's the jack of all trades, but he lives in a hole in a wall. Granted, I don't mind a bachelor living in a hole in a wall if you can go buy me a house tomorrow, like what David friend says. Yeah, he's living in his mama's basement, but David could go buy a house tomorrow. He could go buy a condo, a house if he wants. See, that's different. Yeah, then let David stay in the basement. He's accumulating, he's saving that money. And so if he see a house he can go buy, he can go buy it. That is not Ikechi, and that is not Juan. And I wish David would communicate that to Michelle. But I think Michelle just doesn't like him, so she's using whatever she possibly can to try to turn him off from her, and to say, well, this is why I don't really like you, but I can. We have different goals. But the truth is, she doesn't like him, which I do not have any problems with Michelle not liking Juan, because I don't like him for me either, girl. He couldn't have gotten my phone number. The only two mature men on this show that's ready to get married are Alan and Thomas. Why? They are accomplished. They have accumulated so far, based on what we know. They have prepared themselves to provide for their family so far. They didn't talk about the money. I'm making an assumption. And Thomas is 42 years old. He looks like he's accomplished. Thomas looks like my husband. So when you're talking about who we gonna marry, you don't marry Ikechi and you don't marry Juan. Personally, I think he's at 42. Ikechi, he not gonna go no further. He trying to hit #1 best-selling book, and the people is saying, Jen, she needs to look at this book cover. Ikechi, there's no hope for him. I don't at 42, sir. No, it's just like Gil. Bye. Juan still have some hope because Juan is 40, is in his 20s, right? Where's my paper with the age? Juan is young. He's still in that phase where he at least have his 30s to knock it out the ball. Ikechi, out the he. So these are the men you don't marry. They're not marriage material. Juan is not marriage material at this time. Ikechi is 42, girl. If you, sir, get off the TV. Anyways, because comment below, let me know what you think. Have you dated a Juan? Have you dated an Ikechi? Did you get married? Are you married? Did you marry one of them? Thanks for showing me love and support. My books are available on Amazon. I absolutely love you and adore you. Let me know what you think. Bye.